Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Professor Masahadi Said MPD and all fellow students, let me introduce myself. My name's Santi Siti Nursyamsiah. I'm from XB class, Master Programs in English Education. Today, I'd like to present my midterm assignment for the course of Academic Speaking for Specific Purposes. The title of my presentations is How to Be a Good Teacher. I chose this topic because I believe being a good teacher is not only delivering the message, it's not only delivering the informations or the lesson, but also inspiring students and growing as a person. I hope these presentations can be useful and inspiring for all of us. Now let's begin. Yeah, in these presentations, I'd like to explain 7 key points that I've learned from the seminar held by Teacherpreneurs Indonesia a couple days ago. And these are these are the 7 key points. The first is stop living by what others say. Second, don't live in the past. Third, don't blame others. Third, focus on improving your input. Fifth, learn from the best. 6. Use salesmanship skills. And the last, have a strong why. Each of these points plays an important role in shaping a great teacher's mindset and behavior. Okay, let's go on to the first slide. Stop living according to others' opinion. What does it mean? Let me explain you one by one. The first point is don't let others control your teaching style or your life. As we know, being a teacher means making many decisions about what to teach, and how to manage your class. Sometimes people around us, like students, parents, or maybe other teachers, will have different opinions, but a good teacher must have their own beliefs and teaching styles. For example, if you believe that the students learn better through group discussions, then don't be afraid. Just go ahead. Use your beliefs. Use the method. Even some people say it's too noisy or too messy. Don't care about it. Okay, just follow your belief. Next is trust your values and be confident in your approach. Be confident in your values and decisions. You're the teacher. If you have thought carefully about your teaching choices, stand by them. When you're confident, your students will also trust you more. The third is don't try to please everyone. As we know, it's impossible to make every person happy. If you try to follow everyone's opinion, you will lose your own identity or your confidence. Next, don't live in the past. Mistakes happen, but don't stay in regret. Okay, as a teacher, we sometimes make mistakes. Maybe we taught a lesson that didn't go well, or maybe we failed to manage a class properly. These things happen and they are normal. But we should not stay stuck in those past mistakes. Second, learn and move on. We'll as a teacher, we also need to be open to change and new teaching strategies. You know, education is always changing. New ideas, new technology, and new methods appears all the time. If you only use old ways because that's what we are used to, we may miss out on better ways to help our students. For example, maybe you have never used online platforms like Google Classroom or interactive quizzes like Kahoot, WordWall, or other platforms. that can be used in the classroom, at first it may feel uncomfortable. But if you are open to learning, you might find these tools can make your lesson more fun and effective. Lastly is stay open to change and grow from experiences. Remember that every day is new chance to improve. Just because something didn't work yesterday doesn't mean it won't work today. So don't let your past control your present. Learn, adapt, and always keep moving. Okay, the next point is learn from best. Learn from the best. The first is find mentors and role models in education. If you want to be a great teacher, find them. We should look for mentors and role models in education. Okay, they are they could be senior. They could be our senior, or maybe lecturers, or maybe even the expert we follow online. We can follow their ideas, observe their method. How do they teach? How they explain? How they manage the classroom? And how they motivate the students? By watching and listening to them, we can improve our own teaching skills. Third, great teachers never stop learning. Even after years of teaching, there is always something new we can learn from others who are more experienced or more innovative than us. So, find good role models, stay curious, and always look for ways to grow. Okay, another important point is don't blame anyone. Number one is great teacher takes responsibility. When something goes wrong in the classroom, it's easy to blame our students for being lazy. It's easy to blame the parents for not helping. Or maybe the education system, for being too difficult. But blaming others doesn't solve the problem. Second, instead of blaming students, parents, or the system, education's focus on solutions. Ask yourself, what can I do better? Maybe the students didn't understand the lesson. So, next time, you can try using a simpler explanations or more examples. Third, we can't control everything, but we can always improve ourselves. Our methods, our mindset, and our communication, we can control it. Taking responsibility make us stronger and more respected as teachers. Okay, next point is focus on improving your input. What should we do? First, read more, learn more, and think more. As a teachers, we cannot give our students good knowledge or inspirations if we do not keep learning ourselves. That's why it's important to read more, learn more, and think more. The more we grow, the more we can give to our students. Second, what you take in affects how you teach. What we take into our mind, such as the books we read, the courses we take, or the people we follow, affect the way we think and teach. So, we must choose content that helps us grow professionally and personally. For example, if you read a book about the classroom management, you might learn a new way to deal with noisy students. Or if you watch an educational videos about creative teaching method, you can try something new in your class because we learn, okay? Okay, the next point is use salesmanship skill. As we know, teaching is selling ideas to the students. As teacher, we are not just giving the informations or giving the lessons. We are selling ideas. We want our students to pay attention to us, to care about the subject, and to believe that learning is important. So that's why it's important to make our lesson exciting and clear. If we look bored or confused in the classroom, our students will feel the same. But if we speak with energy and confidence, students are more likely to listen and understand. Think of a teacher. Think about the teacher, a history teacher, for example. Think when we study, when we were a student, we saw a history teacher. They use body language. They use a tone of a voice. Okay. Yes, it will help us to teach in the classroom to create a good atmosphere. That's why a good example of using poses and gesture and emotion to connect with the class is very important. In short, a great teacher is also a great communicator. Use your salesmanship skills to inspire and engage your students. The final point is have a strong why or a strong reason. Now, why you become a teacher? Every teacher should ask themselves, why did I choose to become a teacher? The answer, the answer to that question is, the answer of that question is very important because it becomes our motivation when things get hard. Okay. Your reason is your motivation during hard time. Maybe your reason is to help students succeed, to share knowledge, or to change lives. Whatever your reason is, always remember it. It's always remember, motivation is the key point. Because when we teach with purpose, teaching becomes powerful. For example, when you feel tired or getting stressed or unappreciated, remembering your why remembering your why, it can give you strength to keep going. A teacher with a strong why teaches with heart, and that makes a big difference. Okay, to conclude my presentations, I will say being a good teacher is not just about knowing the subject, it's about becoming the kind of person who can guide, inspire, and support the students through the learning journey. Okay, is that all? We have discussed 7 key points. Each of these points remind us that great teacher begins with the teacher's mindset, values, and actions. Now, let me close these presentations with a powerful quote by Fred Henry. A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imaginations, and instill a love of learning. Thank you. I hope this presentation inspires us to keep growing as educators and to always teach with heart and purpose. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.